How many of you?
What's that?
The Islands Biogeography Lab.
I attend today. All I have done is the table, though.
Okay, no, that's perfect. That's fine. What's up, Naija?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Did my table? Good. That's all I'd ask you guys to kind of do anyways, is get up through the table.
You didn't want us to answer the other questions yet?
No, just because I wanted to kind of like check and make sure you guys had the supplies and everything to do so. Even though I'd definitely be interested to hear what you guys got or had to use. I will go over the concept of the lab, yes. So you should have a hypothesis in there, and you should have your table filled out with data. And, all right, sorry. And so the purpose of this lab is we've been looking at sort of some of the, and I'll actually pull up something really quick. I want to see that. Oh, nice. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. So we're looking at biodiversity in general, and when we look at islands, you tend to get very distinct, very I'm just going to go with the word distinct habitats and species, especially if you got to it in biology at all. I can't remember necessarily for those of you that are sophomores, but the like Galapagos Islands and the different types of species and everything that were found there and how they were related and how they were evolving differently than the species on the mainland of South.
Hold it up.
Right.
They didn't fold it.
Muted you, Naija. So it's when we look at island biogeography, it's very different from how species and environments evolve compared to mainlands, or when it's not just islands, but those secluded areas within a mainland that kind of count as an island because they're cut off from everything around them. And then today we're going to start talking about tolerance and natural disruptions and how that can affect biodiversity. So it all ties back to biodiversity and how things are able to adapt and evolve. Does that kind of answer your question, KK? Well, I guess within this lab specifically, we'll be looking at how they're able to migrate, and migrations affect species survival, species breeding, and their ability to adapt to those instances. Okay. So that is kind of like the whole purpose behind it. Sorry, I do skip over that stuff every once in a while. So I am going to give you guys time after we go through notes to work on the questions and be able to answer them. That way, if you have any questions, you can ask me while we're live and don't have to like wait for an office hour or like some other time later than that. You are going to be creating graphs in Excel. You can copy and paste them right into here. Oh God, Leland. So let's talk about your data tables for a second. What kind of graph do you think you're going to be choosing with this type of data, categorical data? Leland says bar. Anyone disagree with Leland? Even if it's just for fun? Oh, now he said no. You get one answer. This is like Jeopardy. The second one doesn't count. Alright, KK agrees with you. And that is correct. You guys are going to be working on bar graphs when we're doing categorical data. And we're not working with like a number line or time or anything like that. So this will be bar graphs. So I guess we'll get to that. Is there anyone in here that doesn't understand how to create bar graphs in Excel? Leland's going to be honest. Jesus, go ahead. Okay. All right, I'm going to put some fake numbers in my data table, and then while I do that, if you guys want to go ahead and open up Excel and have your data as well, like I said, I'm just going to make up some data. It's probably not even going to be...
We go to a blank workbook.
Yeah, blank spreadsheet. We'll say... Oh man, I probably should have thought about me having to add this early in the day. 10, 19. Like I said, I'm totally making this stuff up, so don't copy my numbers. Alright, let me open up. Alright, so I've got my blank Excel sheet, and I've got my data table. Anyone not this far? Okay. Leland speaks for the group, I feel like. Alright, so the first thing I do, so you don't have to ever work out of 2 documents, copy and paste your entire data table into Excel, and that includes your headers.
Into one little box.
Click on the one little box, it will actually adjust itself.
Oh.
So as I only clicked on cell A1, but it put it all the way in. So it's a little bigger. Yes, I just copied and pasted my data in, and that's how it put it. You're funny.
Huh?
Said you're funny. Alright.
What?
So, you already know we have to do bar graphs. We're dealing with, even though it's not that many numbers, we're dealing with a lot of data, despite it not actually looking like a whole lot. The biggest difference is we're dealing with a total amount of species based on the island, and then you're dealing with the individual ones. The first one I'm going to do is just a total amount of species. So, how do I want to do this? Let's see. So you go to, I'm going to make this screen bigger since I've got my data over. Forget my screen is really big, but you guys can't see it all the time. Insert, and over here there's a recommended charts. We already know we want to do a bar graph, so we could insert column or bar chart. And so I would like to see two different graphs. Actually, so I think I'll do the hardest one first. Let's see.
Wait, what? What'd you do? Went to, where is this?
In the insert, and then there's bar. So we're not doing a tree map. I've never seen that before, to be totally honest. There's histograms. We're not doing those. Combo graphs, if we were doing that. We're not. We're just doing a simple. Why is it showing up 3? Ah, I see what's going on. Just in case, it looks like I have a formatting error. You guys will need to merge big far. Do it like that. Big near, big far. Yeah.
How do you merge that?
Hold on. Right up here where you can change fonts and colors and all that, there's one that says merge and center.
Alright.
I don't know why it copied over that weird. I'm just gonna make sure none of the other cells are like that. Nope. Okay, so that was the only one. I do not know why I copied over like that. Alright, insert, graph. The harder one is to do the one, that looks so much better. To do the one that's stacked. This one I like because you can actually see the variation of like, and we'll have to change these axes up a little bit. You can see the variation within a single island. So I think that's, we're not going to use percentages. Although percentages is kind of cool too. I'm not going to lie. Might change my mind on that. But just click on this one for now. It gives us a really funky chart that I'm actually going to have you delete some information off of. Up at the top, it shows us select data. So you'll want to do that. So I will go back. So insert bar types, and I like this middle one, the stacked column, 2D. Now, can somebody maybe identify, before I fix it, what might be wrong with this graph? There's a couple things that are wrong with it.
Nothing shows up on my graph.
Really? Is your cursor, is it highlighted in here somewhere?
Nope. Is it supposed to be?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Do I just...
So I just have like my cursor somewhere in there, doesn't matter where.
Okay. Where are you finding this middle one at?
The middle one?
The one you were... Yeah, that one.
Insert.
Because let's see. Insert recommended. Still don't see that one. No, that's not it. That's not it either. No. 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 No, I don't. I still don't see it. What's going on here?
Do you have any of these?
Yeah, I'm putting my mouse over all of them, but none of them look like that.
It's the one called stacked column.
Alright. I see cluster column. It says stacked column. Okay.
Right. So yeah, I didn't highlight mine either. I just had my cursor in there. Sometimes it'll grab it for you, sometimes it won't. But the data that it does automatically pull gives us kind of an incorrect graph for a couple reasons. So we do have to fix it. But do you guys notice anything that might be weird about this graph?
There's no.
That's okay.
I see 4 different colors. I was gonna say that was wrong, but no, because you have 4 variables.
Yep. And Jesus is right, it doesn't have a title. I wasn't even thinking about that yet. It says chart title. So one of the things
Goes up too high.
what's that?
I said the numbers go up too high.
Yes, that is actually one of the things. The numbers go up too high, and that's because we have, when I first opened this up, I said we had 2 types of data in here. We have each individual species data, and then we have a total data. So when I go in, I'm actually going to delete this data, and I'll put it in like a separate graph. But we're worried more about these 4 variables right here. Anyone else catch anything other than that might make the graph look a little bit better? Oh, yours came up different. Yours actually came up better, other than the weird gap.
Okay.
How?
Huh. Interesting.
So it worked for me, but not for you.
I know, right? That's what's funny about this is like Excel auto grabs stuff, but it will, and I noticed this with my earth science students when we were working on something that it like grabbed different things for different people, which was weird. Using different colors like the blue. Oh yeah. It's close to correct, Leland. For some reason your labels are off. But yours is much closer. So we'll look at that. We'll look at what it's put.
You said the what was off? The variables, or hey, where's Miss? Ah, there's Miss.
Sorry, I got a little click happy. When I closed out of the picture you sent, I accidentally hit leave the meeting.
So what did I have to fix?
So we'll fix
And
that.
how did I fix that?
The difference between, there's a big difference between Leland's and my graph is that these variables are swapped. So I have the types of species up here, and he has the island size and distance up here. Oh, thank you. Apparently when you accidentally hang up on a phone call, it stops sharing your screen. Which means, oh, still recording at least. All right, so the biggest difference between Leland's graph and mine is that mine has the species up here and his has the island size and distance up here, and that's actually what I want. So I need to go to my select data, and it should pop up with something that looks like this. All right. And that weird like merge issue in this first cell is leaving a blank series, which is really annoying. So one thing you can do is uncheck that. Okay. And then Leland, this is other than unchecking the blank series, this might be. Wait, did Leland leave? Leland left. So we have big near, big far, small near, small far, and then we have all the species. So we actually need to switch these because we need the legend, the island sizes to be part of our axis labels, and then we need our species to be down here. So if you hit switch, I'll have to uncheck that again. Select data, KK. Under once you have the chart selected, you're able to select data.
Hey, miss, what happened?
That I don't know. I think you kicked yourself out.
Okay. That's not possible.
Alright. So KK, select data. And then we've got to hit, and Leland, this is the one step you probably won't have to do, is switch rows and columns. So that way it puts my my island size and distance in the axes labels, and my legend becomes my species.
Okay. So with mine, I noticed here. Why are the? Wait, I have the big and far. That one is completely blank. Oh wait, never mind. I see it. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, never mind.
Forgot how to get the graph. So, yep, I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna delete. So you go to insert, and then stacked column.
So do you have to add the title in there?
Yeah, and we'll do that in a second. That's usually one of the last things I do, because it's pretty easy. And then you want to select data and make sure your big, near, big, far, small, near, small, far is on the right side, and all your species are on the left side where it says legend entries. I've got 2 other edits to do before closing out, so don't close out yet. Blank. So if yours is blank, right here where it says chart data range and it says like sheet, for me, like sheet 1, blah, 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 you just do that and you highlight it. Oh gosh, I put it in there twice. Hold on. Why can't I delete? And then you can highlight and select. KK, switch row column. This button right here can switch them back and forth as many times as you want. For now, let's see if this works. Uncheck. So I've got my big, near, big, far all on one side, and I have one that's blank right here. I think it's trying to pick up that weird gap merge thing. So uncheck that one.
See, that didn't happen with mine. Mine, I just don't have a bar because that one got 0 species.
Right, because it's a blank one. Oh, I see what you're talking. Because you actually had an island not get any species. I got you.
Okay.
All right. And then the other thing that I'm going to uncheck, because I'll have it just as a separate graph, is total species. That way it spreads out our actual species data, so it's a little bit more legible.
Also,
blank over here, uncheck that, and then uncheck total species.
Oh wait, there is something wrong here. See, I have the 4 variables. I have 1 bar, Then I have the second bar, and then under that it says big and near. Right next to it, there's nothing there, but it says big far. So I have 2 bars on the left side and 2 variables on that side, but they're not lined up.
I made a note of that.
All right, hold up.
How do I fix that one?
I'm gonna unshare my screen really quick, and then I'll have you share yours, Leland, so I can walk you through it.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Nobody gave me anything.
Let me share mine now, or
Okay.
here you go.
Oh my gosh, Nyasia. I don't know how to fix that on mobile either. I'm not even. Oh my gosh.
Can you see it, Miss?
Yep. So go to your select data.
Okay. Select data.
There you go. Does it not pop up the screen for you like it did mine?
Can you not see that I popped it up?
Nope.
Oh, wow, that's odd.
It's a Kindle. Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I don't either. That's really. It might be with how you're sharing your screen.
I'll ask Mr. Carr. I'm going to see him in a few
If
minutes.
you share your screen, don't share like book 1 Excel. Share screen number 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just unshared it. I'm gonna share it again.
Okay.
Where is this at? Share screen 1. Ah, here it is. Screen number 1. Now can you see it?
There we go. Yep, now I can see it.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but
So uncheck your 2 blanks. Oh wait, see what happened. I think I see what's going on. We'll see if this works. And then uncheck total species. I'm just going to see if this works. Otherwise, I'll tell you how to fix it.
where is that at? Uncheck total species. Where's that?
On the left side under pennies and nickels.
Ah, here we go.
Hit OK. We'll see if this still works.
Okay.
Okay. So what it's trying to do you see that extra, you have an extra line where you put in like out of 5, out of 5, out of 5, out of 5.
Oh, okay.
If you delete that row, it'll fix everything on your chart.
Okay. So is my chart fixed or?
Not quite, because you still have no data. Oh, Big Far had no data anyway. So actually, it is fine.
Okay. Sweet. I can get that alone before I mess something else up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yours is good now.
You want me to unshare my screen now? Okay, thank you.
Yes, I already took over. So,
no.
Anyone else have any problems? Other than Nyasia, which I feel really bad that you're trying to do this on your phone. Should there be 4 colors to the bars or 5? There should be 4. One for bean, Cheerios, or cereal, or whatever you ended up putting in there. Should all be there. So there's 3 things missing. Jesus already pointed out that we need a chart title. What do you guys want to title it? I have one student that's a freshman that titles every chart I love turtles. It's a little weird. We'll just do really nice kid, but Oh my gosh, poster child for ADHD, man. Um,
I think I accidentally just deleted the what do you call it? Chart title thing.
oh no!
Oh wait, there it is. I got it. I was trying to erase the lettering inside.
Alright, so we've got our title. What else might be missing from this graph? Islanders? Daryl? Yeah, totally you. We've got our legend, actually. Good call, though. Legend tells me that, like, orange is the cotton ball, blue is the beans. Good thinking, though. What else might be missing?
No. How many parts to a graph are there?
Oh, Javea got it. And so did KK. Labels for the X and Y axes. So up in the upper left corner, add chart element axes. You want to add these in. Woo. Axes. Oops, I accidentally deleted that. Sorry. Axes titles. All right. So add chart element axes titles, and you want to make sure both the horizontal and vertical are highlighted. And now it says axes title on my graph. Very nice, ladies. So this bottom one, my x-axis, is just my
Wait,
Very hard.
where did you click add whatever that was?
So when I'm in my graph, under chart design, click on add chart element. And then you go to axes titles, and you want to make sure primary and horizontal, or primary horizontal, primary vertical are highlighted.
I don't have that. I'm in the graph, but it would see I got pivot table, recommended pivot tables, illustrations, recommended charts, and all that.
That means you're still in the insert.
Okay.
You need to be in chart design.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
So, chart design, add chart element, axes titles,
How do you highlight them both?
click on them. You have to do one at a time. So I just took away my y-axis. Now I'm going to put it back.
Music rolling over longer than it should have.
Mm.
And that's why we are scheduled 10 minutes after the hour. But then this one
Both.
scheduled.
Naija, you want both.
You know, like, she's asking me, okay, I need you to pull out his. What I got? Like, yeah, we don't have an iPad. I go to get some laptop. Oh, and then they're like, she's, she's like, shit. iPad with it, he doesn't have an iPad. I go, he's got a Kindle. I go, he's got an iPad. He's got a tablet for personal use. He wants to see it, and I'm like, well, it's a Kindle. I go, it's not from the school. I go, oh, okay.
Right. So once you have them both, it'll say like axes title, kind of like it's chart title there.
Mention Mr. Brown. I'm like, wow, last one I came in 2 minutes.
I can make this bigger so you guys can read it better too. And so now we're done. We have our legend, we have our axes labels, we have the correct data in there, we have our title, all of that. When you right click on it, you can copy. And where's my Word document? paste.
Can't
It
seem
goes right in.
I right-clicked on it, but
I would make sure you're not like right-clicked on a part of the bar.
oh,
Make sure you're like in a blank spot, on the graph, and then copy paste.
alright. And we paste that into the Word document.
Yep. Paste it right into the Word document.
Okay. Under conclusion.
You can do it under number 5, or you can do it under conclusion, whatever works best for you. Go ahead, Naija, because yeah, I don't know how to edit on your phone. So if you have to keep the gap, you have to keep the gap. Sorry.
Wow, that's that. So that was a new skill I learned.
Yep.
Make graphs.
Do it all over again, because I'm gonna have you do one more graph.
Right now?
Probably for homework, so I can get through the 2.4 notes.
Okay.
All right. The other graph you're gonna do is your total number of species per island. So you can do a regular bar graph. You don't need to do a stacked one, because we're not looking at, hey, look, this island had a majority of, what's gray? Candy pieces on it. All right. So pink one, obviously, there. Gosh, willpower. And so you can see the dispersion of the different species. Like maybe this is a big winged bird, is what the candy piece represents. They're able, or not a big winged bird, but like a smaller bird that's easily able to jump to a big island that's really near the main line. Or when you're looking at small island and far away, maybe the yellow one is a big winged bird that's able to carry themselves out that much further and be able to target a better landing. So, or like we talked about the other day, how spirals, or what is it? Spiders can fly like hundreds of miles, and it's really creepy. It does kind of look like candy corn, and you guys can change the colors and all that stuff. That's fine with me. I usually do, but that's just because I'm weird. The regular bar graph, when you do the insert, you can just do this first one. Obviously, I have no data highlighted right now, so it's showing up blank. But
find a regular app for the regular bar graph. Is
regular
it
bar graph
safe?
is clustered column.
Okay.
Is
Thank
technically what it is, yeah. And so you're just going to have your total number of species versus your island. So you're not worried about beans or Cheerios or candy pieces or nickels. So you will have to manipulate where it's pulling your data from and uncheck some boxes. Yeah, so 2 graphs. So the first graph I walked you through just because I figured this would be the hardest one to do. We light candles, Daryl. That's what environmental teachers do because, lights take electricity. So 2 graphs in total. One I walked you through. The second one, you're just looking at the total number of species per island. Okay, instead of looking at the individual species like we did here. Any questions on the graphs?
I sent you the graph that I had.
Yeah, so just don't forget one. You want to get rid of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to have, is it a big near, big far, small near, small far? Your totals look good, and then don't forget your labels.
So all I have to do is just delete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then make sure that the island names, the big near, big far, small near, small far, make it in there.
So do I put those up on the in place of the numbers?
Numbers on the x-axis. KK, why is Nyaja's comment sad?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put that.
I was like, dang, that's the easier one to do. Alright. So hopefully new life skill picked up if you ever get into any data careers, or even if you're not a science major in college, then yes, you're going to have to take a science class probably as an elective. So Nyaja, same thing, and if you can on your phone, I don't know how. Obviously, I know you can't get rid of the gap, but making sure that big near, big far, small near, and small far are on your x-axis. Javea is going to answer for me. All right. Worst part of your assignment over with, at least I think. Depends on the type of Pokemon, Daryl. Come on, get with it. Leland?
I deleted all the numbers.
It should look more like... Hold on. Let me do it really quick.
Can I change the data from within in that tiny little table? Like, can I type in there?
It should look like that.
How'd you do that?
I unchecked a lot of things. There you go. So remember how on the last graph we unchecked total species and then went with all of those? So I just did the reverse there.
That doesn't make any sense on how to do that. See, when I did this, I highlighted total species column only when I did that. Was I supposed to do the entire graph again?
I still do the entire graph because it's easier to delete data than it is to add it.
Okay.
They've made that harder over time for some reason. Yes, you do want to rename your graphs. You could do like total species per island. Don't forget to still put in your axes titles. So you still want that part. What part is that? The axes titles part? So just like, hold on, I'm going to move that out of the way. We put number of species over here and island size and distance down here. So when I'm on my new chart, you add chart element, axes titles, and then I can put in both primary and horizontal axes titles.
I sent you what I got, miss.
Leland, I'm probably going to tell you to meet me for office hours so we can fix that.
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay. We can work through it together. It'll just be easier. All right. Didn't expect that to take that long. All right. Again, I won't see you guys tomorrow for class, but I still do have office hours today and tomorrow that you guys can pop in on. I do want to go through... Oh, I forgot to change that title. That should be 2.4. Obviously, I've moved things around. I told you I didn't have a island biodiversity PowerPoint before this year. The office hours go from 1 o'clock to 2:30, and every teacher should be open. Every single teacher. Again, pretty short one. Daryl's like that old cranky man that like trolls on Facebook in all caps.
We doing notes right now?
Yep. So this one is pretty short, kind of like the other one. I'm opening up too so I could see it. Why did Jesus leave? What a butthead. All right, so tolerance and limiting factors. We've actually talked a lot about this already without necessarily saying this is what we're talking about. So when we talk about a range of tolerance, so the big box on the right side of the page, I had to think about my lefts and rights. All populations, no matter what species they are, thrive within a certain range of abiotic factors, such as pH, temperature, light, and amount of moisture. So abiotic, remember, means non-living factors. Alex is probably babysitting. He has 3 younger sisters, and I think the oldest one's like 8 years old. So that's probably where Alex is. Let's see. So pH is a big one, kind of like our own body pH, our own temperature. We need a certain amount of light so we don't end up with diseases like rickets. And then obviously amount of moisture that goes for all organisms need water. Yeah, Naija, we can. Alright, I'm gonna keep going, just so, because we have so little time left. A generalist species, like a city pigeon, rat, raccoon, would be likely to have a narrow or broad range of tolerance. What do you think? Generalist species. How about you answer my question, Daryl? I answered some of yours. Leland, answer my question, not Daryl's.
I did. You said the generalist species.
A general species, such as the city pigeon, rat, or raccoon, would be likely to have what? Either a narrow or a broad range of tolerance.
I feel I could have a broad range tolerance since living in a stressful city.
In a stressful city, okay. So would generalist species do have a broad range of tolerance because they're able to take on more stresses and deal with them. Therefore, a specialist species like a koala would likely have a narrow, broad range of tolerance. Narrow or broad?
Probably narrow, because it's not in as stressful of a situation.
Good. So it would have a narrow range of tolerance. Any little tiny temperature factor, even like the corals with the pH and temperature factors, little bit, and boom, they're gone. Okay. So consider this. There's my Bill Nye entrance. An endangered tropical songbird from Indonesia and a city pigeon from San Francisco. How would you compare these two animals in terms of law of tolerance, which is the range of tolerance, and how does it relate to the reasons why some organisms become endangered and some don't? You get 2 minutes to answer that in the chat. Naija, yes, analysis questions, and then conclusion, just like what did you conclude from the experiment you did. And Leland, you can compare the creatures even in different tolerance levels. So endangered tropical songbird in Indonesia would have that narrow range of tolerance. And so you would, what is it called? I'll put it due tomorrow, Javea. I'll change the due date on it. So it would have the narrow range of tolerance. So if any of that temperature, any kind of natural disaster comes through, then it's not going to be able to survive very well. They can tolerate different seasons, but like not a stressor, like you said, Leland. Good. So it's gonna, your more endangered species are generally gonna be, that's a bad term. Your more endangered species are typically gonna be a specialist species because they cannot handle those stressors. And I guess I'll leave this here. We might not finish it. You might have to finish this on your own. The limiting factors, and then there's only like a couple more slides in their pictures, so it's actually not that much. I'll make the project due, what is it, tomorrow, so I'll switch that from today. If you're struggling, show up to office hours today or tomorrow, 1 o'clock to 2:30. I'll be sitting down here in my office hours chat. So
Then I guess I'll see you there.
okay, see you either there or have a good weekend if I don't see you at all.
Okay.
Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
I do need a little bit of help on that graph. On fixing that graph.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
I need a lot of bit of help, so yeah, you don't see me.
Okay, I would love to see you. And Asia, if I can put that up really quick. Hold on. Class is over. So Naija, if you want to really quick, I just have my cursor back in here. Go to insert, and then do the cluster columns.
Okay. Bye, Miss. Bye, everybody. See y'all Tuesday. No, Monday.
Monday.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And the office hours chat, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's where I'll be. Bye, Dante. So my
Bye. Have a good day, Miss Peterson.
You too, KK. My cursor, Naija, I forgot if I don't move it, it disappears. There's like a little bar chart up here, and under 2D column, I have clustered column. And then click on that. And then that's where you'll have to change your data in here. And I've got to switch over to my 8th period class, but if you come during office hours, we can go through it really quick. Anytime from 1 o'clock to 2:30, you can jump in. It's just kind of like a open classroom door, people pop in kind of thing. You can come tomorrow too. Yep, Monday through Friday. All right, I will see you then. Have a good rest of your Thanks.